What's up, Knicks fans? How y'all doing? It's been a while. Getting ready for the NBA draft. It's tonight. It's in about 2 hours. I just wanted to go over a couple of things real quick with y'all. With who the Knicks might draft based off of need. I have a couple of wants. I don't think that's going to happen. So basically, I think the Knicks are going to stay at 11. I think the asking price with Sacramento at number 4 is going to be too high for Jay Navi. And especially Danny Ainge knows the Knicks want the number 4 pick. So he's good at fleecing people. And I hope Leon Rose doesn't allow himself to be fleeced. The only real player that the Knicks can trade with the Sacramento Kings is Emmanuel quickly as a combo guard, Cam Reddish as a 3-and-D, and draft picks. They wouldn't be interested in Julius Randle because they already have Domantas Sabonis. They may not even be interested in quickly because they got De'Aaron Fox. So, that basically puts the Knicks in a bind in that position. So looking at the Knicks picking at 11, I'm looking at AJ Griffin from Duke. Great shooter, good NBA size, 6'6", about 210 pounds. Can play defense. He will have to play defense playing under Tom Thibodeau, but he can play D. So I'm looking at AJ Griffin. That's the best case scenario. Especially due to the fact that the Knicks seem to be inching closer to signing Mitchell Robinson. So Mo Bamba is pretty much off the table. I think Miles Turner is pretty much off the table. And I think they're going to go hard for Jalen Brunson in the offseason as a free agent. Jalen Brunson with AJ Griffin, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson, that's a pretty decent squad. There's been rumors going around the past week that the Knicks are looking at Kyrie Irving. I don't want Kyrie Irving. I don't want Kyrie Irving and his problems, his headaches, his injuries, his lack of desire to play. When he plays, he's electric. But when is that? Half of the season? That's not what we need. Especially if we're working our way up to be contenders and get out of this bubble scenario, which we seem to be in, and earn a legitimate playoff spot like we did 2 years ago when we beat the Atlanta Hawks out for the number 4 seed. So like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what the Knicks do. It's going to be interesting to see if there's a trade partner out there for them. But personally, I see them staying at 11 and taking AJ Griffin. I would like Shaden Sharp. I think he'd be a great fit, but I don't think he'll be able to slide down to 11. I think he's an electric talent. I think he's an excellent ball player. But I don't see him sliding down to number 11. So AJ Griffin, great shooter, which is what we need. Good ball handler. Not great, but good. And he can play defense. So I'm looking at AJ Griffin. Let me know your comments. The draft is in another hour and 40 minutes. So we got some time. Let me know your comments. I'll respond back, and I'm gonna do a post draft after the Knicks picks, evaluate them, discuss them, and go over them. So it's gonna be an interesting night. I already got the potato chips out. I got the dip out. I'm gonna be chilling in front of the boob tube. I'm ready to go, and I think it's gonna be a good night for the Knicks. I really do. I really do. You also have a scenario. I don't think it's gonna happen, but you also have a scenario where what if Kyrie doesn't stay with Brooklyn? What if he goes to LA and goes and plays with LeBron again? Where does that leave KD? Does that bring KD over to New York? I don't think there's a Knicks fan out there that would be unhappy with Kevin Durant wearing a New York Knicks uniform. So, there's some things out there. But I don't think, me personally, I would like the Knicks to draft Ty Washington, even though he didn't play his best games against best competition. The biggest games, the biggest SEC games, he actually didn't show up. He played horribly. Not horribly, but he didn't play up to his capability. But a 6'3" point guard with his wingspan, his defensive ability, his ability to pass, and his ability to play off the ball, which is something that the Knicks need. And I think he'd be a great fit for the Knicks. Because if you keep Julius Randle, you keep RJ Barrett, they need the ball in their hands. And Ty Washington, he doesn't have to have the ball in his hands. But I think at 11, that's a little too rich for me for Ty Washington. If the Knicks trade back to maybe 14 or 15 and they take Ty Washington and they get a future pick, a future second rounder, I'm all for it. But I think they're going to stay at 11. Like I said, I think they're going to go with AJ Griffin. They're going to go with the shooting. And it's going to be interesting to see what really happens. So let me know what you think. Let me know your comments. Do you think AJ Griffin is in play for the Knicks? Do you think he is a viable option for the Knicks? And most importantly, do you think he fits the Knicks? Now this is under the assumption that Mitchell Robinson re-signs with the Knicks. Now, if Mitchell Robinson doesn't resign and the Knicks don't feel that they can resign him, then Jalen Duren from Memphis comes into play as the rim protector, shot blocker, rim runner, dunker, playing above the rim. So, but I'm going under the assumption that Mitchell Robinson stays at home, stays with the Knicks, and we take AJ Griffin. So let me know what you think. All right.